Well. This one, I do want to cover a very local brew. Covers my area, so anyone that can see it can enjoy it. But sometimes there's just a find that just comes in from another state, and it's still local, still American, great, phenomenal. And so I always support that. Don't think that I'm just be closed and encapsulated and just stuck in this one area. Just definitely describing it, changing it, mixing it up. I'm gonna do my best at it. If you feel conflicted either way, that's by all means your choice. It's definitely just a guide to if you come across, if you're there. So this one, I believe it was at Trader Joe's. They do cover, they're mainly from California, but they do cover tons of other things. And they had some beers I started looking, and they've been expanding a lot more. So they're doing a lot better. But they do have some jams that you cannot get anywhere else. So if you happen to find yourself in one, I'm pretty sure that's where it's from, you might see this bad boy, which is great. They're known as, bombs. I guess because you can get bombed off of one. I don't know what started the whole name. This one's from Wisconsin and Waunakee. So this is a stout that has chocolate sitting in it, has vanilla sitting in it. So stouts and porters are very similar, but they divide. But stouts get vanilla. People put cocoa nibs or chocolate, and they let it sit in there, and it becomes more enjoyable, more abundant, and very reasonable. It's a very good dessert beer. The main divide, if I'm gonna explain it, is does it really feel like a liquid dessert, or it's sugary, or is it just the essence of dessert in a beautiful beer? So we're about to find out. Let's go. All right. Dark brown bottle. Beautiful. The body does not look super heavy. Yeah, the cocoa that they put in here, or chocolate, so the body doesn't appear too heavy. The color is dark, but through the light I'm getting, I see some beautiful dark red amber, almost like maroon or blood, or getting little hints of violet almost, but red. Slight funky. The chocolate will leave some funk because it's different, and it gives life to other forms of the yeast and bacteria. The actual stout chocolate is like with it together, which is very more dry and savory. The vanilla and the chocolate put it in a sweeter area, but the stout itself and the yeast is really bringing the bitterness forward. So it's not a sugary, not decadent, but definitely not sugar, not a strong, rich dessert. It's slight dry, little bitter, then boom, chocolate, beautiful vanilla, and it just cleans beautifully, but it's still a stout. So if you enjoy good quality stouts, that's what you want. You do want to take the flavor profile here and there and kind of adventure a little bit. This is it right here. It's beautiful. It's not heavy. I can easily see someone hanging out and enjoying this until you finished it. Sometimes stouts are very thick, very heavy. People that enjoy heartier foods would enjoy that more. People that aren't, they get full very fast from beer, or from food, they get full from beer. So I don't get full very fast. When I was younger, it was way different. Like, it took a lot to get me full, but I still have some of that remnants left over. I guess because I'm a big boy, I don't know. So I enjoy the heartiness of beers, but this still feels very light in body, but good in flavor and enough maltiness that I can slow down and enjoy it. So that's the best way I can describe it, because either most people that don't drink beer at all get full fast because of the bubbles and the wheat or the grains or the malt period. You kind of feel it here and there, and they usually lean towards lagers, or they have lager beers and they're like, I love beer, and then they get this like, that's too strong, it's too heavy, but they're still drinking beer. And then there's people like me that just love pales, IPAs, stouts, what is it, box, just heavy, hearty, malty, grainy beers. So I'm gonna say this is more in a slight hearty to hearty because the flavor is more abundant than the malt, but the malt is there and it will fill you up. End of story. I don't know. Best way to describe it. Very enjoyable. It definitely has a very strong stout bitter finish, but not hoppy. Like I know the hops are in all beers and they contribute, but the way they made the stout, it goes into a malty bitter finish, almost like when you start to overburn toast and it starts to get like, but it does. It's not quite burnt yet. It smells. It's almost as if it's burnt, but it's not quite there yet. But the more you eat, it starts to accumulate. It's in that little sweet spot. So there you go. If you see it, check it out. You might like it. It's very savory and enjoyable. So this is not going to be a sweet, like I love Martin House, but they do very super strong, sweet, decadent, dessert heavy beer. Some, not all of them. Some have the dessert concept, but they'll be sour. But some of them are just like syrup. This is not syrup. This is toasty, malty, caramelly, vanilla, chocolate, cocoa, all that good stuff going on. So hopefully that helps you decide if this is for you. If you want to go into any of those beers, period. If you're just new and watching, those are the things you're looking for. Once you connect them here and here, you're like, oh, I feel it in here. Perfect. So be safe, drink safe, enjoy. Hopefully this helps you on your beer adventure. And if you're not a beer person, hopefully it just helps you enjoy a beer or two. That's all that matters, because every wine deserves their spot, every spirit and every beer deserves to hang out and just be friends and chill out with you. There's nothing wrong with